Well, many blessings to you. We're so very happy to be here. We're improvising today because we really wanted to share this incredible cosmic creative energy with you. Bobby and I are in Freeport, Bahamas. We've been here for the last 10 days. Actually, you know what I noticed today? That we're here for 12 days.
Yeah.
And of course it would be, right?
Yes.
And there's so much that we want to share, and of course when we get home and we have the proper settings and the equipment, we'll definitely share so many aspects of this journey, of this pilgrimage here to Atlantis, right? And the incredible mission that we were asked to be a part of for all of humanity, really, not for us, but for the new creation. And so appropriately, we were just inspired a few minutes ago to say, yeah, we're going to call this the celebration of the new creation, right?
Yes.
And we have experienced so much. There was a lot of work, so many pieces that came together for us, but what we want to share is the energy that's behind us, which is part of Atlantis, of course. We're being rained on as we are recording, so that's a good omen. To say, be open to the miracles that are surely in the peripheral right now, in the energies, because of the rise of this new Atlantis. And you don't really need to know all the details, understand all the details right now, but more so to be open, to be receptive, and to really step into those new energies. And right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And how do we do that? You know, we do that by blindly stepping into the unseen, right?
Just following, your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Intuition is what pretty much got us here.
Exactly.
Because things happened to us, and there were signs everywhere of coming here, and with your work with Atlantis, and we've been guided this whole time.
We have certainly been guided. Oh my God, so many synchronicities, like undeniable, right, signs that when we weren't sure, just really loudly spoke to us about, no, it's this way, it's that way, go here, go there, do this, do that. And it began in our trip in Virginia. You know, and Edgar Casey, I just want to take a moment to really honor all the Ascended Ones who do divine work. And all the efforts that they put into that, hoping that somebody gets it, or that somebody is listening. And we could have definitely not partaken in this mission without the help of Ascended Masters such as Drombalo, Maya from the Blue New Earth, Ellie from Crystal Links, Edgar Casey, of course. The guidance from Thoth, who was the director of all of this, and us, of course. We have to celebrate ourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
It's been a beautiful journey.
It has been an amazing journey, and we're so humbled to be a part of it. And again, what are we talking about? Being a part of what? Of the new creation, of the beautiful new energies. And remember that the new paradigm is not something that we physically see, but something that we experience.
It was known by feeling, I believe. For me, it was by feeling. Just being open to listen to the signs, what led us here. Certain synchronicities that you're saying, and we just got in, just little things, like a lot of things were stopping us along the way.
Yeah.
Just obstacles. But if we sat in our quiet place and we just took a step back and we just observed it and just allow it to flow.
Yes.
And it unfolded beautifully.
It did. It really did. At the height of doing the mission work that we were called to do here, which is primarily magnetic working with the magnetic fields, with high voltage energies to merge them together. And again, we'll explain that in the future when we're not sitting in the middle of the rain. But
it's a cleansing.
It was intense, and at the height of it, we were taken to another beach, and I got to tell you, that was such a validation. We were led there to do the final portion of this work, and the beach was absolutely gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
And it was absolutely isolated. We felt like Adam and Eve.
Empty.
Absolutely no one there. We were truly almost like in a piece of Eden by ourselves, and not interrupted. And I was told that we had a pocket of time because people would come, and maybe about 10 minutes or so after we were done with the with the activation, somebody did show up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But it was just really incredible. So again, remember that the old paradigm is still out in a reality, because there are so many, as I lovingly like to call them, little ones who are in that reality still. And so we can easily, if we allow ourselves, step into that old paradigm or matrix,
Yes.
even though it's not being supported.
I think you should tell them just the steps that took us here. That for the activation, explain that to them, because I think a lot of them will be a little confused with that.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot of things. I think I shared part of that in the last video. I had a healing, just a beautiful healing while I was out in New York. And that healing, I saw a sphinx placed over me, and attention being brought to the paws. The paw of the sphinx. Wasn't really sure what it meant. I knew it meant something. After my mission work in New York, Bobby came out to pick me up. We drove with no destination and was sort of pulled to stop at Virginia Beach.
Yes.
Right. And when he mentioned Virginia Beach, which he didn't know Edgar Casey was there, I said, oh, let's stop. And of course, Edgar Casey was an instrumental teacher for me many, many years ago, ethically. And anyway, so we stopped at Virginia Beach, and it started like it was instant. Okay, we're on. I remember walking into the library of Edgar Casey because the meditation room was closed, and immediately was brought to a manuscript. There's, by the way, hundreds of documents there of libraries.
It's a huge library, and I have to validate something that when we walked in there, it didn't take more than 30 seconds where she walked over to a bookshelf. Now, mind you, there's thousands and thousands of books here. She happened to walk over to one bookshelf, picked one book, and found it what she needed to know.
Right. And I remember having difficulties pulling the book out, and Bobby coming over, and there was almost like an obsession that I had to have it. And do you know, I opened it exactly to the page that the information was at. And and what was there was that Edgar Casey was speaking about the Sphinx and encoded information that was stored there for Atlantis. And so I had a cosmic orgasm, of course. I love to use that term because it's such ecstasy, and how that became so important. It wasn't just that Edgar Casey was just showing us that, but the months prior, coming to Florida, buying our home, and knowing that we had started to do Atlantis work there. In a future video, I'm going to share what Edgar Casey and what I feel completely validated where the old Atlantis was, encompassing parts of Florida, definitely the Bahamas, without a doubt, and Cuba, you know. And so, anyway, so that's where that began. And of course, I happened to buy I asked about those manuscripts that we saw. It just would happen that they had all 4 copies of the manuscripts that Edgar Cayce channeled.
Of course.
About Atlantis. I was able to buy them, and that became my homework. And instantly knew, after reading just a few pages, that we had to come out here to the Bahamas to do the activations, because this was the apex of where Atlantis was. You know, guys, again, there's so much that we want to share, but what I want to say is, why is this so important? Atlantis, you know, and what I want to say, and this is again where Maya becomes instrumental, so many players in this. Back in Atlantis, during that very disruptive time where Atlantis knew, Thoth knew that Atlantis would have to be destroyed, a master plan was put in place where magnetically and through shamanic work, which is why I'm so humbled to be an elder shaman who offers shamanism apprenticeships. The shamans at the time orchestrated this incredible earthly cosmic plan to come through timelines and be able to preserve and secure all of the crystallized energy that existed in Atlantis. And so many of those shamans were the ascended ones who traveled to the future, okay, because that's what shamans do. They can cross realities, right? And place those energies in certain very strategic portals here, go back, and then, you know, witness the destruction, but of course went to Egypt, then constructed Shambhala, which is the 144,000, right? And then what did we do? We kept descending into past life, you know, life after life after life, knowing that when the right time, when the divine timing was perfect, that we would know where these magnetic energy fields would be, and some of us would be called to activate these energies so that we, right, can assimilate again these energies, that powerful energies of telepathy, of healing abilities, of psychic abilities, superpowers, but all on a very divine, joyous, loving, wholesome way.
I think it is like a new beginning.
It is a new beginning.
New beginning, wiping away the old.
Yes. That was part of what we did here. You know, and again, when we say we, you know, there's so many beautiful ascended ones, of course, doing work all over the world. We could only speak of ourselves. What we know we were called to do was to hold the feel of creation for the creation, and to be a vessel for the energy. Why? Because it needs to be in the earth. You know, this energy has been preserved and, of course, released, but it also has to be carried, dispersed. And so one of the major reasons why we're sharing the video is you don't need to understand it all. We're really inviting you to be a recipient of that, to be a holder of this beautiful new creative energy. And all you simply need to do is to step in, knowing that you're stepping into a new frequency, a new vibration, one of celebration. And I want to say, I don't know why I'm being shown this, but almost turn your back to what no longer really exists. You know, like walk away from.
Yeah, walking away from, like, you know, from past events in your life, whether it was previous lives or your life is now. Your past events, all the pain you went through, to leave the baggage at the door and to take a look at yourself and let the feelings come through you, and actually, you know, release it, and actually go through it. By releasing it, you'll be open to new. You'll be open to a new way of thinking, a new thought, a new consciousness. I believe that, and also your thoughts. Thoughts are very important, because even though we've been through this work, and there's also integration for this, because it's not just like, you know,
osmosis,
it's okay, it's all beautiful.
It can be, but there's a lot of deliberate intent. You have to be deliberate, and you have to be very aware, is right. You know, in other words, we could fall back again. The old paradigm, you know, the fragments of it still exist, because there's so many little ones who have yet to awaken, and so there's fragmentation, and that fragmentation could be a vulnerability to the ones who wish to be in the new paradigm, because that's what I mean. If you look back like this, and looking back could be energetic connection to someone, could be some kind of expectation, could be some unresolved healing that needs to occur, or some kind of energetic cord that we have, an attachment, you know. Those are all could be obstacles, you know, could be obstacles from preventing you to have the full experience of the new paradigm.
By living, you know, with an open heart, being authentic,
yes,
being truthful,
yes,
being truthful, coming out of purity,
out of the heart, purity, exactly.
It's just,
it's so beautiful, guys. We just really want to share. We have been in such bliss, in spite of the fact that we have minor obstacles. There's no comparison to the amount of bliss, of reverence, of joy, of love,
yes,
that we have experienced, that we've been surrounded by, that we have experienced together. By the way, I just want to say, Bobby proposed on our first night here. Talking about joy, just brought a lot of joy to me, my love. And
it brought a lot of joy to me.
And
it brought a lot of joy to me.
Yes, and we're so happy and humbled, really, to be part holders of the complementary energy fields, which I spoke about in the last video. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, definitely a subject that we will delve into, because it's so important about integrating with complementary energies that are going to help accelerate the foundation of this new paradigm and of your joyous experience.
Yeah. The one thing I just wanted to say is just like, since we're in the new pretext, the new beginning, there's still work. There's still a lot of work.
Yes, right.
I mean, it's not just instantaneously. And one of the beauties of the complementary energies is our communication.
Mm-hmm.
Our communications, like, say we have like something on our mind, or, you know, these thoughts. I found when expressing that, even as if hurtful or fearful as you take it, where you're afraid to talk, or, you know, you just don't, you know, to express yourself and to let all that go, actually brings you even closer together. With the complementary energies, like, we have great communication. So whatever we're feeling, we'll say. We'll say, you know, I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling a little bad over here. This is what was on my mind. And we actually walk each other through it. And we support each other. And that was the purpose of the complementary energies, to support each other. And by doing that with open communication, we can actually express ourselves with an open heart. And by doing that, it brings in that energy. Mm-hmm. And it just expresses itself. And by doing that, you're actually letting go of the old. You're letting go of all the old baggage. And it's a beautiful thing to come into a place like that, where we can actually express to each other like that. Where before, in past relationships or whatever, we were afraid to speak our mind. And not being able to do that caused a lot of problems. And now we're in this new paradigm, and that we're able to open up and actually express ourselves. It makes it much easier and much more, there's a more of a closeness that, it's just, we just interconnect, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is, and I'm very blessed, and I'm humbly, I honor our relationship. I am very humbly, I love you very much, and I thank you. I thank you for your guidance, your love, and it's been a wonderful feeling that I never thought that I would have. And by feeling this, I am very open to it, and I'm open to new. And by letting go of everything and being openly with an open heart and being able to love, you're able to step into it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which I think is a beautiful thing.
Beautiful, baby. And I love what you said earlier about the work is not done. And, we've been talking about that and actually saying for the Ascended Ones who are fatigued, who have done so much work on themselves and for the planet, the healers, the light workers, the way showers, not to enter the new paradigm and say, well, what do you mean, more work? Because the work is never really done, right? Part of the experience of being here is to be fruitful and in movement. And the moment we stop, that movement stops, then we can't be here anymore in this reality. And so that's one thing. The second thing is that our complete perception and approach, if you may, to the new paradigm is going to be dependent on us, on how we enter energetically, you follow? So if we're going to be disgruntled that we need work, then we're not even going to enter. You don't have to worry about the fact that, more work. You're not going to be able to have the experience because the energies of the new paradigm have protocols. And one of the great protocols is that we need to experience joy, that we need to experience purpose, because we're becoming more expansive and more in alignment with who we really are, which is perfectly divine and fruitful and creative. And so we need to be mindful, and if we find ourselves taking a sigh, like I said, and saying like, what do you mean, more work in the new paradigm? Then you got to take a check, a personal attitude check, and see what it is that you still have to release. Because if you're feeling that, then there's something that's not is going to obstruct you from feeling this incredible new energy, incredible joy and purpose, and harmonious flow effortlessly to everything that you need. And we have been a humble testament to that, right, baby? Just everything.
It's all been in the journey.
Yeah.
And the journey continues because, like you said, we wouldn't be here. I mean, this is life. I mean, this is why we're here, for the journey.
Right.
If we reach the end,
then what's the sense, right? And so after we finished our 3-phase activation here, Bobby said to me, he said something beautiful. He said, the earth was created in the creation in 6 days, and on the 7th day we rest, is rest. So, and ironically, in 6 days we had finished, completed the mission, at least completed the what we needed to do for the new creation. And he said, so tomorrow we rest. And so we stepped into a little rest, but, Thoth was sort of poking me in the shoulder about more mission work in Peru and the Yucatan.
The question was, what's next?
What's next, right? And so there it is. It's like it doesn't stop, but now it's a different phase. Now it's creating the foundation and going back into these ancient places, at least for us, and maybe for you, going back to these holy, crucial, ancient places where the preservation of the mystery teachings were left, and now setting the seeds, planting the seeds and the energy that we humbly carry as, being part of this experience, the new seeds for the new creation.
New beginning.
And new beginning. And so we're very humbled and excited to be part of that. And we know that everyone has a part, because really we are all one, right? And so we want to share that joy, that excitement with you. We want to be a testament that the new world has truly begun. We have been a part of it. We were very proactive in the completion of something that was asked of us to do with the holy waters, with the energy, magnetic fields, with the Sophia energy, of course, which is the new Krista, in the forefront of this ascension, this new world, this new creation. And we just really wanted to share and remember, a lot of this may be ambiguous to you. It's okay. If you're willing and you're ready to step in, I promise you that more will be revealed, that the guides or the knowingness will come to you, right? And of course, we're going to keep coming, showing up
back.
And and sharing whatever we can, hopefully, to help you connect some dots. To be part of this is what we really would like to see of you, to be part of this joy. Yes. Step in, yes. And so we're gonna keep it short because we don't want to run out of battery. I'm sorry.
Too late.
Too late? Really? Oh no. All right. So we leave you, of course, with the Atlantis energies here, with the blessings of pure love, light, and peace. We send you all of that, and we love you, and we'll see you really soon when we get back to Florida. Love you.
Peace, love, and blessings.
Blessings. Love you.
Love you.